Hey, what's up, everybody? Fred Minnick here, and today I'm going to review the annual limited edition Parker's Heritage. This is an age-stated 11-year-old American whiskey. It's coming in at 122.5 proof, and it has an SRP, a suggested retail price of $179.99. Now, I'm going to give you some details on this in a second, but first I want to tell you a little bit about some things that's been going on with me. As you can see, I'm wearing these glasses. I've had 2 eye surgeries and have a kind of like a third procedure in a couple months. But basically, I had gone blind in my right eye. You probably have seen this if you follow me on social media or if you're a member of Club Marzipan. But the good news is the surgery went awesome. They were able to fix a lifelong, really severe astigmatism and replace both my lenses. And I can see better now than I ever have in my life. And also, weirdly, like my eyes don't feel weird. So basically, my eyes were the shape of like footballs, where most people's are like basketballs. And so my eyes got fixed, and I'm all better. But the only thing is, I still have a little bit of light sensitivity, and so when I'm recording, I got studio lights, obviously, and that has it can be pretty awkward. So that's that. Now, that is one part of the thing. That is why I've taken a big hiatus. The other thing is I started a podcast, a show with Jared Allen. I've got a new YouTube channel out with that. It's called Fourth and Neat. Jared and I get into all kinds of crazy conversations, conspiracies, and it's a lot less about bourbon and more about just general wacky stuff. And if you've been watching the Fred Minnick Show, you know Jared, who is now in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, is a reoccurring guest on that show. So I'm excited for you all to go check that out. In our first episode, we talked about radioactive shrimp. In the second one, we talked about the Disney rash. So, as you can see, very different than what I normally do. Okay, so more about this, the Parker's Heritage. Now, Parker's, this has the age statement of 11 years old. And by rule, if you have an age statement that is 11 years old, you're going to state the age. The youngest barrel that's in that batch or the blend is what the age statement has to be. But in fact, this has much older whiskey in it. So this is actually a blend of a 15-year wheated bourbon, an 11-year-old corn whiskey, and a 12-year-old whiskey that has a grain bill of rye and malt. Now, American whiskey is like this kind of like hodgepodge category where things like this get kind of lumped into. But the truth is, like, 20, 30 years ago, you didn't see a lot of stuff like this. So this is kind of when people ask me, like, what's an innovation you would like to see? This is kind of it. Like, I'm not a big fan of the barrel finish innovations out there. I'm not really a fan of tinkering around too much with mash bills. I'm a huge fan of, blending and seeing what kind of cool blending techniques can be done. So this could be a groundbreaking whiskey, or it could be a dud. Let's find out. So I normally look at the color. It's kind of like when the eyesight is not there for you at 100% and you're wearing these really dark glasses. I think it's safe to say we can throw that one out. But boy, it smells wonderful. I love this aroma. It's a nice bouquet of really like sugar factory, like some kind of like you're walking into a confectionery and you got brown sugar everywhere. And there's like, you know what? I shouldn't say sugar factory. I should just say brown sugar. It smells like brown sugar in a pan with butter getting caramelized. Man, that smells nice. I'm just going to say brown sugar bomb right there on the palate, or right there on the nose. Now to the palate. My first thought is, this is 122 proof, and it doesn't taste even close to that. It tastes like, I don't really taste the alcohol on there like you would something that's 122 proof normally. It tastes very velvety, almost like butter, kind of melting down the jawline. I love the way it feels. My only mouthfeel comment on it is that the first taste is it's really concentrated toward the middle of my palate. Everyone's palate's going to be different, but for me, I really just get mostly middle of the palate. I'm going to taste it again, obviously, and we'll see if there is any other, spots of my tongue that it hits. Yeah, it's kind of, again, not hot, not a lot of crazy heat, even though it's 122 proof, which I know you hazmat drinkers out there were like, oh, well, that ain't nothing. That's like water. That ain't nothing compared to the 172 proof I drink on a regular basis. But the truth is, 122 proof is quite a bit of heat, and it doesn't feel like that. The only thing is from a mouthfeel perspective, it's pretty concentrated to the middle of the palate, and I really like things to be kind of all over. That being said, from a flavor perspective, there's a lot going on here, and I do think it kind of stays, it kind of hovers in a few different flavors. I really get this nice graham cracker note. So graham crackers, some hazelnut there, but I'm kind of it's like living in this savory to nutty flavor profile. And I guess the best way I could describe this is maybe a graham cracker with some Nutella spread on it. And after that, there's not a whole lot there. When I don't taste the brown sugar that I smelled. It's just, it's kind of, it's very good. That's the thing, is if you can imagine a really concentrated graham cracker Nutella note, and if you can just imagine that, that's delicious. But those are the two notes that I'm getting that kind of lead this way. And, there might be some fruit in there, but it's slight. I'm not picking up much more. I'm going to taste it for a third time to see if there's anything else there. So a little bit of cinnamon comes through, a little bit of orange, but I'm just going to stand by the graham cracker with Nutella note, and it's not much after that. The finish is medium to long, not crazy, but good enough to where it gets you across the plate. So at the top of the thing, I said I like this kind of innovation. This is a limited release series where this kind of stuff is happening a lot. But I would say if I had to really assess it, for the $179 amount being a limited release, I'd say it's probably just a notch below where I'd want it. It's still very good, but you do have to bring in the bank account for this, especially now. And I just don't know if I feel this is worth $180. That being said, there's a lot of blended products that are out there, and I think this could be one of those that, if this reminds me a lot of one of the Little Book series. And there's been some of the Little Books that I liked a lot, and there's been some of them I was just kind of meh. This is kind of in that it's good, but probably not worth the $180. But it's kind of my general thought on it. And I hope that doesn't discourage anyone from trying to do cool blends like this, because I think these are absolutely important for the future of American whiskey. That's going to do it for this review. Thank you all for the kind words. Thank you for reaching out regarding my eyes. And I hope to do more of these videos and other ones. But make sure you go check out Fourth and Neat. I'll have the or the link to that new YouTube channel in the description. Be safe out there. Cheers. And remember, vodka sucks.